Oh, we back like the Juggernaut, bitch. New gaming order. Nelson stepped out, so I will be taking sole control for the time being. All right. So with that being said, let's get back onto the podcast window.
Got some
All right.
background noise.
On mine or yours?
No, it ain't somebody. Somebody watching TV.
Yeah, I just hear some shit going on. What the heck? Alright, so new gaming order. We are going to be talking about the PlayStation experience. Now, I want you guys to know that many YouTubers have took a hot diarrhea shit on Sony for the PlayStation experience.
One of those links you put in the damn thing got
What's up?
one of the links that you guys put in this thing is like. Go ahead with what you're saying.
Yeah, so we're pretty much gonna give our thoughts on the PlayStation experience and find out what everybody thought about it. So with that, I want to start with free play mode. PlayStation experience, did it live up to the hype, or did this greatness awaits that Sony has been touting for so long? Did it live up to expectations? Pretty much.
I'm sensing some hostility, man.
No. Hold on. I'm gonna give you a chance. This is not me. This is coming from Stone Fox Media, Alpha Omega Sin, the Red Dragon. It's not me. I'm just letting you know. This is what's.
Don't you mean the Disc of Tron failed VR experience?
Well, I'm just saying. I just want to put a disclaimer. It's not me. I'm just relaying. What's been going on.
Yo, I watched it, and I felt like I wasted. I want
hour 49 minutes.
Wasting my time. Can I do that?
Shut up, yo.
Seriously,
you can't sue Sony for that, man. Come on now,
dude. I want the time that they spent showing me that shit back. I want my life back. I want that hour and some change back in my life, yo. Because I felt like I could have been doing something so much more productive than watching that.
Okay, well, tell me how you really feel, Dave.
That was like the hottest garbage ever.
All right, but okay, you said it sucks. All right, but what are your thoughts? What were some highlights? 3 ups and 3 downs. I like to do it military style. Well, because there were 3 good games that I saw.
And this is going to be like shocking to everybody considering my feelings on this topic. And everybody in the world knows that I'm not like the biggest Final Fantasy VII fan. Like, I'm possibly one of the biggest detractors of that game. I hate it with a passion because I do not understand why it's held in such high regard. But I think that the presentation and what they showed of Final Fantasy VII Remake was very good. I was not expecting gameplay footage, and they showed gameplay footage, and it looks like it's going to play like Kingdom Hearts, where you get to free flow, control your character, and it's going to play more like an action RPG than the
they said that.
Yeah, so that was a pleasant surprise, but everything else about the PlayStation experience was just the hottest garbage ever. It is possibly the worst press conference since Sony's 2006 E3.
With the $5.99 US. Shut up. Well, dude. But Dave, what about that Onimusha looking like game, Koei?
Oh my God, Neo. Oh man.
You know what I mean? Like,
why is that game not getting no?
No, but you see, I play. I'm gonna let.
I don't get hyped up for trail like CG splash trailers. Like,
there was gameplay. There was lots of.
Yeah, there was gameplay.
That was not actual gameplay. That was like a render mock-up of what gameplay would be like, but that wasn't actual gameplay.
You didn't.
Like, various sites have gone on to say that it wasn't actual gameplay. It's like a mock-up.
All right, Demizo, if you could provide me the links, I'll just put it for reference in the background.
And it's like, okay. And another thing I didn't like was, well, it's not something that I didn't like personally, but it's catching a lot of flack across the internet, and that's that Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to be, I'm not even going to say it's going to be an episodic style game because that would be a disservice to episodic style games. It's gonna be a multi-game series, like Final Fantasy 13 was a multi-game series. So it's gonna be like, because they said that what they have planned is so big and so broad that it would not fit inside of the span of one game. So they're gonna make at least 2 or 3 sequels to Final Fantasy VII Remake. So essentially, you're gonna be spending $180 on Final Fantasy VII when it's all said and done.
All right.
And I know that rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and it could go either way depending on how it's come across. Like, if that first episode is hot fire, and if it comes out perfect, then people won't mind spending the next $60 and the $60 after that for the next games in the series of Final Fantasy VII. But if the first game is all flash and no sizzle,
yeah, that can be really bad for them, you know.
So they're rolling the dice big time by doing that.
All right, but I mean, Demizo, they had to have some good. I mean, I saw some redeeming qualities with Neo, Street Fighter V. There was that anime RPG looking game, the cel shaded game. I forgot the name. Like I had the notes because I mean, hell, I might get that. That looks freaking dope. You know what I mean?
It was amazing.
You know, because I think overall, you know, the notes that I took, and you know, I'll give you the floor, Demizo, again. The conference started really strong, and then it tapered off. It became more like indies, and Yoshida was pretty much saying this was like the biggest year of announcements of his career, but like it's still, and you know, I don't want to step on toes, but it's still underwhelming. Next year, Microsoft has all this, you know, their setup and their focus is on new IPs. Like you got the Quantum Break, a lot, you know, Scalebound, a lot of stuff that's supposed to be like this, you know, I mean, first party exclusive stuff. And I was expecting the PlayStation experience to show me something like that, and they didn't. You know, a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
Goes back to what I said earlier. Sony is showing no reason why they're ahead in the console sales.
Well,
like,
guys, I don't think that's true. They had like 3 events this year. Like I felt like last month,
Paris Game Show,
October,
E3, and then this
Sony event that showed off like 20 games that they were going to come out in 2016. Like, of course, like the PlayStation experience is going to be underwhelming. Like, come on, guys. Like,
but you see,
like seriously.
Let me go in on this, man. Because as a Sony fan, there should be no Sony fans out there happy with this conference. Like, there should be no Sony fans happy with this conference. That doesn't mean that this was a bad conference, but hear me out, because this is the thing. A lot of people were judging this conference based off of last year PSX, which was amazing. Now, just what was said earlier, Sony just came off of a conference about a month and a half ago at Tokyo Game Show. So they did show some stuff at Tokyo Game Show.
Games.
But this is the thing. This is PSX. This you know, PlayStation heaven, quote unquote. You know what I mean? This is where you show your loyal ponies fans of all ages, shapes,
ponies.
And
sizes.
What? This is why you have a PlayStation. Instead of what they did at the beginning,
yes,
you know, was wonderful. My man came out there with a Crash Bandicoot shirt. They showed some Uncharted.
Don't bullshit
they showed
me.
some Final Fantasy. You know, and they started off really strong. Now,
bullshit.
I'm kind of giving them a little bit of a pass because they had to show.
Stop it!
They had to show VR because it's coming out. It's coming upon us here really quick. So this was their only chance to show VR in as much depth as they did. So they had to give a lot of that time to VR, which is fine. But there is no excuse for you guys to go out there and do this conference and not show a first party game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a lot of people said that.
They didn't show anything first party. The only thing they showed that I believe was first party was MLB The Show.
Uncharted.
Well,
But
and
how many
Uncharted,
Uncharted? You're gonna see it at every event they do.
yeah, I don't even want to see Uncharted no more. Stop showing me Uncharted. I don't want to see it anymore. We know what we're gonna get. We know Uncharted. We know what we're gonna get. Ratchet and Clank. That was cool. Uncharted was cool. Neo was the best thing out of the
Yeah,
conference.
it was. It was. That was dope.
Neo was the best thing out of the conference for me. But
Really?
Yeah, yo, it was dope.
For me, Neo is one of my most anticipated games next to Horizon, because Neo looks like Omnimusha mixed with, you know, a little bit of Ninja Gaiden, a little bit of Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Type. I can't wait. So,
But you know what? Neo actually looks like a game that you would traditionally find on a PS2. You know what I mean? And I used to love those games. You know, I mean,
it's Omnimusha. It looked like Omnimusha to me. That's why I'm on board. But let me just say that just to wrap it up, man. There's no reason for that. There's no reason for that. They knew they should have came much stronger than how they did. They had like I said, there's no Sony fans out there that's true Sony fans that should be happy with what they did. If Pony's out there that's praising this conference, you can go ahead and praise that shit. You know you heard it off that bullshit conference.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way you can fake the funk on that. That shit was upsetting, and it just was bad. I mean, like I said, I can't keep saying it's bad because it wasn't that bad. It's just that maybe we hyped it up too much. Maybe we were kind of let down, but there's no excuse for not showing a first party game. Come on now, some God of War, something. Show me, even if the game isn't coming out in 2016, show us something to let us know, like, okay, this is why I got a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people are still saying they don't know why they have their PlayStation.
Now, you know what? You're gonna like the next topic or the next thing that we talk about, but with that, I think that Sony and Yoshida even came out on Twitter and said they don't have like the number of AAA titles from Sony is gonna dwindle a bit. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest, the cost to make these games are really up there now. You know, it's not like 12 guys making Super Mario. This is hundreds of people, in a studio, getting actors and composers, and it's like a movie studio now. So I understand, but with Sony having such a commanding lead, they have the funds to do this. You know what I mean? And on the flip side, Microsoft is hurting. They with the 360, they were losing a lot of money on that, but they stuck to their guns. You know what I mean? And with that, it's like, for me, I was hoping, like, again, I don't have buyer's remorse, but that, PS4 should have a God of War game. That's the wrong answer. It's like Mario not appearing on the Wii U or the NX for like a year or 2 years. And then Sony is running around. No, I'm talking about for this generation. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
They don't need God of War. Let's say they made.
But their first party, cause the first party.
Okay, so they need something new and fresh for the new era. They don't need the old games. Like, listen, I didn't get to go yet, and I'm just saying my piece. Go ahead. That Final Fantasy shit sucked, right? And anybody who likes that shit is fucking crazy.
Oh, listen, what the heck?
Just because they added more graphics, I got a little excited for the graphics and everything, but they changed the whole fucking game. I wanted it to still be the same RPG that it was, that you take your turns or whatever.
I figured you would, because I know you were diehard on that one.
That's not the way the game started. That's how I feel about Final Fantasy. It's garbage, and if you like that, you're fucking crazy. All right?
You lie.
And like, I don't get it. Like, Sony is none of the consoles, first of all, I really have that many titles, and I've been saying this shit over and over, and I keep saying it.
Probably not titles that you're interested in. We have to.
No.
Exactly.
It's the same fucking games. You guys always tell me that shit, but I'm not. I'm going crazy because there's no titles for any console. All right, there's no new innovation. Everything's about
you're wildin'.
And my old games, like, I want to play God of War, no Onimusha again. No, I want Kingdom Hearts again. No, you want new titles, you want new games, you want new shit. That's why you got a new console with
what is
graphics.
new? What's the last new thing you played?
Last new
What's the
thing. I don't. That's what I mean.
I don't
That's
care
the
who does
problem.
what to Yoshi Highway.
No, you don't think that they want to do that? You know, that's
They're not
what they're
doing
trying to
it.
do. But it's not as easy as you make it sound. Like they can't just go in there and just make something new that somebody's gonna like.
Put a
They
crack in
gotta
it.
stay true to something.
Yeah, right. It says straight to the template, right?
I mean,
No. I don't say that.
Yeah.
But guys,
You gotta, like,
time out. For the sake of time, I want to give Noop a chance to talk. What were your thoughts on some of what Sony showed? What would you grade the experience, and what are some things that stood out in your mind from the conference, and what are some letdowns? Go ahead.
I didn't even watch it, yo. I wasn't excited at all.
you ain't missed nothing.
I know I didn't. I mean, I started watching it with Shinwar and Alex, and Shinwar was like, "It's over, it's over."
Yeah, I know, right? Yo, he at church right now.
And when I actually looked at it, I was like, "Oh." I
Well,
realized,
The way that conference ended, everybody said, "Oh, it's over."
yeah, it was
I
abrupt.
realized-
Yeah.
I
It was
realized,
a
he
dud.
was,
I'll be right back, guys.
All right.
but I realized he was trolling. I mean, and this is what really let me know it was bad, and why I didn't go back and watch the whole thing. Honestly, is because I went to my gamer forums on Facebook,
Amazing.
and they weren't even buzzing about it. It was a lot of disappointment. There was a few people who liked some stuff that was going on. I did look at the Neo trailer. It looks pretty good, but I guess I'm just used to Ninja Gaiden style action.
I
So
swear
it
I
didn't
will
really,
not kill anyone.
strike a nerve with me. I was personally upset because I want to buy a PS4, but they haven't, in my personal opinion, given me enough of a reason. There's not enough of a distinction from the Xbox One for me to say, you know what, I need to get a PS4 instead. Because I mean, other system features, there's not really anything I'd be really missing that I don't have, and most of my favorite franchises are on Xbox, you know. But hopefully, I mean, who knows? Sony's got to come with it. I mean, you know, Microsoft had a stellar winter season. Next year, like Alex said, you know, you got
It's gonna be all those IPs, man.
You got Scalebound. You have Recore. I mean, they've already hyped up next year with games that look solid, and their first party and their exclusives. And it's like Sony kind of dropped the ball. It's kind of like, you know, the tortoise and the hare.
They went to the
That
mall.
The hare got ahead in that race. I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna take a nap. This tortoise ain't gonna catch up. You know, and now it's just like, and listen to what Goken said. He wants to play new games. Look at where the new games are coming.
Oh, well, but I'm telling you, the next topic is going to be very interesting. You know, like it might be very polar, but for the sake of time, also Dragon Senpai, you still with us? All right, what are your thoughts? I don't know if you got to see the PlayStation experience. Were you allowed to?
I didn't even watch it at all.
Okay, you know, we can like have this segment cut short then.
I can say something.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is they should have done better.
Okay, in what way? I mean,
No. I'm saying like they should have done better. That people wanted, like maybe new titles. Like they're probably tired of seeing the older titles over and over again.
And you know what? I'm surprised that they didn't show anything on Last Guardian.
Bruh, they didn't show nothing from Last Guardian. They didn't show nothing from Horizon.
Yeah, you only gave him one.
That people actually wanted to see.
Yeah.
What?
Like I said, I give them a little bit of a pass because they had to show so much VR.
Yeah.
But there's still no excuse. I mean, yeah, they that's why they had to do it. You got to. You have to. At some point, I knew this was gonna happen. They had to show some VR. This was the time to show VR. This is their conference. This is their new peripheral. They have to show it. But there's still no excuse for not showing, one of your. We should have saw something brand new. We should have saw maybe a snippet of God of War, maybe a snippet of something, you know, even if it's not coming out in 2016, then it's like we should have saw something new. And
now
it's just a shame.
You know what? I wanted to ask you guys. I missed I missed. Yeah, there was a lot missing,
I don't
but
want to see nothing I've seen already.
yeah, true. But Demizzle, you were gonna talk about the PlayStation VR because I didn't see that segment, but I heard it was a disaster. Like
It really was.
it was just like really like messed up. What happened?
Dude, they played the glitchiest version of Tron ever. It was just so horrible. And it's like,
How does Sony get away with that, bro? Like,
I know there's no proper way to demo VR and get people interested in it from looking at it, being on the outside looking in, but damn, the presentation, it's not that the game itself was bad, because it was just this of Tron. It was a simple, if you've seen Tron and you've seen the Disc War game, you know what to expect.
okay,
But
okay.
the whole presentation of it, oh my god, it was painful to watch. It was really painful to watch. Like, I felt bad.
Yeah,
I felt
was
bad
the
for the
same.
people that were demoing it. I really did.
Wow.
Because they were trying so hard to make it fun and make it look, you know, try to demo it, and it just wasn't working. You know, it just was. It was just trash, man. I mean, that shit's gonna flop.
I'm surprised. Like, did they really? I think that what Sony should have done, or PlayStation VR, they should have taken notes with the HoloLens. Even though HoloLens is not primarily going to be used for gaming, their proof of concept look flawless. No one can deny that. When you were looking at the when you were able to see the 3D with the HoloLens paint from the lens of the camera, so that you could see from a third person what the actual users were seeing, that was amazing. It's like they knew, and it wasn't game related, like I said, but they should take notes from that, how Microsoft and Windows 10 is going to start doing that. You know what I mean? It worked. They made sure it worked. It wasn't any bugs or glitches or whatever. But
that's the thing, man. It's because it's not game related. That's why they're not.
But that shouldn't be an excuse either. I mean, if they had something like when I first ran into Nelson and Michael Hurdle from Raw Gameplay, where we're at Comic-Con 2010, and we're playing the Kinect in its beta stage, it still worked. Even though the calibration was slightly off, by the time you get to the final product, it worked. You know? If they're this far behind, what's going to happen when it pops up? You know what I mean? Hopefully I would say, for their sake, I want it to work. I want to, you know, have a new experience. I'll try it if the price is right, because we already know that the Oculus and all that is going to be
$400.
Yeah, it's going to be ridiculous, but when go ahead, Luke.
You got to buy 2 PlayStation on them sticks, yo. With them sticks, you got to buy 2 of those, yo.
Oh, what?
No, they better not. They better not bundle. They better not have that shit bundled in. I swear to God, if they make you have to buy a move wand and all that shit, I'm through with Sony, man. They might as well hang that shit up.
In order to use it, you need the 2 move wands and you need the PlayStation camera in order.
That's what I'm saying.
That won't be all titles. I'm pretty sure they're probably pushing it. That's for the more immersed things where there's like when you're like painting inside of a room and shit like that. But if there's gonna be like a first-person shooter or a flying game, I'm pretty sure they'll let you use a controller. It just, you know, it kind of makes sense that way.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting to say the least. But I wanted to hit the other topic, but did everybody get a chance to go?
Yes. That shit was trash.
All right.
I take back my statement. That shit was bad.
Now you see, Khalif, I wasn't coming to after Sony in that respect. Like, I stopped watching once they started going into the other stuff. I just saw what I wanted to see was Street Fighter V and whatnot, and then I was like Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I did individual video on. I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe I didn't watch enough of it to see how bad it was. So
I watched it from start to finish. Yeah, if you watch it from start to finish, then you definitely can understand where we're coming from. Because I watched it from start all the way to finish.
I thought people were exaggerating, but you guys are really like, you know,
it literally got painful to watch.
It was bad, bro. It was bad. But like I say, it was there's no excuse for them to like tease us. It was like they was teasing us, bro. How the hell do you come out in a Crash Bandicoot shirt, not say nothing about Crash Bandicoot, and then on top of that, not announce nothing new? Then they had this guy. Don't bullshit me. You know how they do the sizzle reel where it kind of like has a little montage.
Yeah.
My man came back with the montage. It's like, it sound like he said, "Oh, we're not done yet," and I'm thinking, "Oh shit, we're about to get something else," and then they just close it out. They put the little montage in. They cut the lights on, and everybody was. It seemed like everybody was still sitting there. You know how you?
Yeah, they're like, what? That's it.
Movie,
yeah.
People still wait after a Marvel movie to see the after credit cut. I swear that's what people were doing. They were like, "No, this cannot be over. This can't be it."
And it was almost like a dude was about. It was almost like a dude had to come out on stage to the side. It was like,
We're done. You guys can go home now.
Wow. All right. So that we don't have this running too long. New Gaming Order. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Leave your comments below.
Damn.
What's that? All right. Hold on. I'll fix it. All right. Yeah. New Gaming Order. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Check us out on newgamingorder.com. And thank you guys who are in the chat watching us. For the director's cut, stay tuned. We're gonna actually we have 2 more topics. Actually, the last one's more like a PSA, but the next one we're gonna be talking about will be very interesting to say the least. And the PlayStation experience kind of will segue into that. So make sure you join us for the next piece, and we'll see you on the next segment. Peace.